next on All Access.
The Patriots look to keep their momentum going in this Halloween weekend. Let's count how many wins they have in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm Scott Zolak, and you'll hear from Mike Vrabel how a key sequence at the end of the first half helped propel them to victory.
This is a heck of a catch here by Kayshawn, and we're going to call timeout. We go to halftime with the lead.
I'm Paul Perillo, and I need some help this week. I need to figure out which Atlanta Falcons team is going to show up on Sunday.
And I'm Steve Burton. Those stories plus we go one-on-one with quarterback Drake Maye.
I think my brothers do a great job of keeping me humble.
Do they really?
Yeah,
How
my three
so?
older brothers.
Did they rib you?
Yeah, they're big. They're big in the group chat, you know, or on FaceTime.
A spooky All Access begins right now. Make it 5 wins in a row for the Patriots, one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Patriots All Access. I'm Steve Burton, and happy Halloween. The Patriots are now 6-2 as we near the halfway point of the regular season. That's good enough for first place in the division. The games will only get more interesting and tougher going forward as New England welcomes the Jekyll and Hyde Atlanta Falcons to Gillette Stadium. Before we preview the Falcons game, let's relive the win over Cleveland with the sights and sounds from the game.
At least I'm not a knight. Look at that sign. Happy Halloween, everybody. Drake, please, Drake me, Drake. I'm working.
Hey, I know what to do. Hey, playmakers on 3. 1, 2, 3, playmakers. Let's do it.
Hey, make your mind up right now. Make your mind up right now. Hey, we all we got. It's going to take all 11 hours. Get down, every play. Give me your best shit for 60 minutes. 60 minutes, we're going to come out here with a win. They ain't going to 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. We got to find a way to finish.
It's all right there. Be more physical in the run game. If they're already down in there, you got to go get it. There's no square up. They're down in the box. I'm running through it.
Takes in motion right to left. Play fake by Maye. Rolling right. Throws it to the 5. Easy walk-in. Touchdown. Hunter Henry. The Patriots expand their lead.
Don't let up. Another stop. He's going to throw us the ball. He'll throw us the ball. Take advantage of those opportunities. Hammer. Catch the balls he's throwing to them.
Waist high snap. Blitzer coming. Throw across the left. Intercepted. Here comes Spillane to the 30. 25-20. Spillane 15-10. Hurdles a man. Lands at the 5. Drake Maye drop back. Throws it quick to Diggs. He's in for a touchdown. Patriots. His first score as a Patriot.
We've been joking about him the other day that, KC, Kevon Chason had more touchdowns than Steph did. So finally Steph got in there and got one, so it was cool.
Takes the shotgun snap, he's back to throw. He loads up a long ball, lost it downfield. Open man, touchdown! Kayshawn Booty!
Turn around. What's happening? This is perfect.
Oh, what you...
Proud of you guys. Great job.
Good job. Catch up the score. Good job. Now retaliate. Come on.
Back to work, all right? Back to work, all right?
Congrats, man.
You do better.
I know we will. Hey, we also won the game.
As they win over the Cleveland Browns again, 32-13.
They're getting better right in front of us every week.
Fellas, congratulations, man.
when I see you guys out there competing, I knew the game was going to go a certain way when we got to stop and we got to score at the end of half. Okay? We just have to do that sooner.
Bring it, fellas. Hey, keep bringing it every week, man. Love y'all, boys, man. Let's keep it up, man. Keep going next week. Another one at home, man. Hey, pass it me, pass it 3. 1, 2, 3. Fast!
Oh, I love seeing a celebration inside that locker room. Welcome to our Bob's and Scott Furniture Studios, decorated Halloween stuff. First of all, I can get myself a Snickers bar. Along with Mike Leeson and Paul Perillo. Hey,
Snacks.
how exciting is all this,
We
right?
win 5 in a row. We get snacks.
Yeah, exactly. How exciting is all this?
It's fun. It's fun. It's almost, I was joking with Mike just before we started. It was almost like ho-hum. You know, you just have these games against teams that you're supposed to beat. And it wasn't that long ago that you were one of those teams, and now you're just taking care of business, you know, 32-13 wins, and it's like, okay, who's next?
Yeah, the exciting part to me, guys, is that it's wide open around the league in terms of in the AFC.
Yep.
All right? If not the Patriots, then whom? And there are some good teams out there, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the Patriots are in that conversation. And if you would have told me, Steve, 8 games in a Mike Vrabel's first year as head coach that we'd be having this conversation, I would have told you, are you okay? Are you okay? But we legitimately are.
If I would have told you that the Patriots would turn the ball over twice, Drake Maye would get sacked 6 times, what would the outcome be? What would you say to that?
Yeah, so I look at it 2 different ways. If you had told me all that stuff, I would have said you're probably going to be in a close game against an inferior opponent, and for a half you were, because you turned the ball over and you got sacked, I think, 3 or 4 times in the first half. It's 9-7. Well, then the other team showed that they're not very good, and they turned it over twice, and they committed to safety, and they couldn't, you know, they're missing field goals, and all of a sudden your talent ultimately wins out, and you win going away.
I would have told you it was a slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker.
Because
you predicted one.
But it turned out to be only for a half.
Yeah.
And I would have said, I love, by the way, that you're eating the Snickers bar. I would have said that the Browns were playing the game they needed to play to win, and it would have concerned me for the Patriots.
Don't go far, guys, because we got a lot more to talk about a little later on in the show. Don't eat all my candy either.
Yes.
We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
We have Josh McDaniels mic'd up.
Just keep rolling. This is going to be like this all day, okay? We just got to keep taking our chances when we get them, and then we got to do a good job of staying positive when we have our opportunities.
And later, bragging rights on the line for the Elliss brothers.
When we're on the field after I make a big play, you know, there's always going to be me pointing at the sideline, looking for him.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? And by Sports Illustrated Tickets. 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. Same seats, better prices. Fans deserve better. And by Cross Insurance, the official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
National Tight End Day? Let's go. All right, buddy. Yes, sir. We're good. Let's go. Right out. Just keep rolling. This is going to be like this all day, okay? We just got to keep taking our chances when we get them, and then we got to do a good job of staying positive when we have our opportunities in a running game, and then the quick throws, okay?
Costa Romano, he's looking to throw. Tosses it back to Drake Maye.
Got it, Matt.
He throws it downfield and open that. Snaps it left sideline, shoved out of bounds.
First and goal at the 7. Okay. Got it. Score. Good job. Thanks.
Drake Maye drop back, throws it quick to Diggs. He's in for a touchdown. Patriots take advantage of the interception. An easy flip from Drake Maye to Stephon Diggs. His first score as a Patriot.
There we go. Finally. Let it go, bud. Hey, good job. Way to go, bud. Yes, sir. Thank you. Way to go. This is that moment we talked about now. Keep it on. 60 minutes now. Hey, no relaxing. This is that moment now we talked about, okay? Come on now. Good job. Good job. Finish, compete, keep the foot on the gas. Back off, 37. Back off, 37. Back off, 37. Back inside. Yes. Got him. Got him. Got him. Got him. Got him. Football. Only if you love football. Foxborough. Sunday afternoon. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Yeah.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now to sit down with the head coach, Mike Vrabel. Coach joins me. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Another big win. It's a lot of wins in a row as we start tacking this thing on. A little bit of a rock fight. And I talked to you before the game, and you told me, this is going to be difficult here. They got a good front. It's a sticky defense in the back end. They're good at ball hawking. But we're going to look at it in X and O's, that transition right before the half. You get a stop, you get the field goal. But how much did that set you guys up for the second half?
I thought the sudden change was critical after the interception, and then our defense was able to go 3 and out. They missed a field goal, and that helped. And then, being able to get a stop and then go down there at half and convert. As hard as we made it on ourselves to be able to get a bunch of yards back and then be able to take it down and kick the field goal. So what looked like bad ball kind of turned into some decent football and allowed us to take the lead at halftime.
8 games in now, regular season. That does not count 3 preseason games, the preseason practices. It takes a toll on your body. You remember what it's like as a player. Now as a staff, you guys have to be careful, sort of, not to back off a little bit during the week, but be sensitive to the NFL players' bodies at this point.
Well, I think there's some guys that have played a lot of snaps for us. I think that there's, everything is a case-by-case basis on what I feel like we need in trying to get our players ready for Sunday. So we have to monitor that. We have to be conscious of that, but we also have to continue to stay sharp and develop the players on our roster that need some of that work. And a lot of it is based on what the quarterback needs as far as timing. And, those things are critical. And the scheme is different each week. So we're going to try to always be conscious of what the players need and how we get them ready for Sunday.
Going back about 40, 45 years ago in Akron, little Mike Vrabel at the time, were you a Browns fan when you grew up?
Of course. Yeah, of course I was. I mean, it's hard to grow up 45 minutes from that municipal stadium and Bernie Kosar and
Brad Sipe. It felt like I was watching Brad Sipe with the old all-white uniform.
And exactly. Yeah. And those teams, and they were good. You know what I mean? And they had the fumble. We had the drive. Those broke my heart, but was a Browns fan growing up.
Feels like there's a little something extra. It's your hometown team. Diggs had the Buffalo game. You're back in Tennessee last week. It always seems like there's always a little something extra every week.
There's something every week. You can find something, I think.
Speaking every week, you look at Atlanta now on film. There's highs and lows with this football team. When you watch them, it's not really one thing that sticks out, but like you're going to get the good Atlanta, you're going to get the bad Atlanta which week? I
think you're going to anticipate you're going to get the good one every week. You're going to get Bijan Robinson, who premium player in this league and probably one of the best offensive players. I think he's, leading yards from scrimmage in the National Football League. So I know we're going to get him. They've got good size at their skill position. Drake London and Pitts and.
Pitts is like a wide receiver almost.
Well, again, you just you got to be conscious of where he's at in the matchups, and then defensively, they have the ability to take the ball away. Again, they're going to put a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage. They're going to play. They trust in their corners, and if you make a mistake, Jesse Bates is usually around the football.
All right, time now for the Sports Illustrated ticket question of the week. Comes from Jason T. This show airs on Halloween. Was Halloween special for you as a kid growing up, or did it mean more to you as a parent when you first, shuffle your kids out the door to go trick-or-treating?
I think probably, more as a kid. You know what I mean? You take off and you're running and you're out. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is when you had an old pillowcase and you'd fill it up. And
there's no Halloween stores. There was no Spirit Halloween store.
No, you had to make your own costume. Yeah, you had to be creative. There wasn't the internet. You couldn't Amazon something the next day. And, then I guess when the boys were growing up, it was always, Halloween was here. Yeah. And it was fun in the
Dress
neighborhood.
Up like you? No? Tom?
Probably a Welker in there, probably a Tom, probably a dad at some point in time in there. And so there was a lot of good memories in the neighborhood, during Halloween.
Good stuff. All right, if you want to ask the coach a question, you have to follow the team on Twitter @Patriots_AskTheCoach. Be back later in the show. Take a look at that stop and field goal, right, for X's and O's?
You got it.
And some other big plays. More Patriots All Access will return right after this.
The Patriots are in the holiday spirit. Coaches have taken to decorating the office areas in the football complex. Earlier in the week, the defensive backs visited a haunted house.
Where are you going? Stay for supper! Away from you!
That's your Carter Matthew costume. You say, yeah, you got purple.
In addition, Patriots players hosted children battling cancer from area hospitals to join in an afternoon of Halloween-themed activities.
Here we go. All right, see ya. You look great. You look awesome.
Congratulations to Coach Ed Madden of Blue Hills Regional High School. He is our Patriots Coach of the Week.
This victory was huge for you guys. It shows the growth, shows how you guys have grown over the season. Halftime adjustments, composure, and teamwork. This is what championship football is all about. So congratulations.
Head coach Ed Madden led his team with the mindset of competitiveness, discipline, team-first mentality that allowed them to beat Tri-County 14-7. Patriots Charitable Foundation will award $1,000 to the Blue Hills Regional High School football program in the name of Coach Madden.
One word I used to describe Coach is intense. I'd say intimidating.
Very enthusiastic, inspirational, passionate.
It means that all the hard work from our whole community here at Blue Hills Football has bought into what our coaches has led them to believe. That's why we won the award, because of all the hard work and investment from all of them.
1, 2, 3, forward!
The Patriots are in the midst of their longest winning streak since the 2021 season. Dan Rhodes asks if they can keep the pedal to the metal.
The Patriots did some wheeling and dealing this week. Gone and being traded, Keon White headed to San Francisco, Kyle Duggar on to Pittsburgh.
The timing of everything and where we're at as a team, we felt like it was the right thing to do.
Among those staying, running back Terrell Jennings signed to the 53-man roster from the practice squad, and Marcus Jones, the AFC Defensive Player of the Month for October, and inked to a brand new 3-year contract extension.
I said I was drafted here, so seeing the value that they love, that I bring certain things to the table, and then also being a part of an organization that, I've been here from the beginning all the way to now.
The Patriots have won 5 straight, their longest winning streak since the 2021 season. But as the Falcons come to town for a Sunday at 1 matchup, the team is staying steady.
It's going to be more about us. We kind of learn week to week that it's about us and being on the details, and I feel like we still haven't played our best ball yet, but we got a lot to look forward to.
One interesting subplot to Sunday, the Elliss brothers playing in this one. Both linebackers, Christian for the Patriots and Caden for the Falcons.
What will the conversation be like after the game on Sunday?
It's just going to be fun. It'll be kind of the moment where we get to kind of just take a moment, take a breath, really take in the moment and just celebrate one another. And hopefully we both had a great game and Falcons win, and we'll just be, I'll be consoling them a little bit.
Definitely have time to be able to talk and be able to actually enjoy each other. Like when we're on the field after I make a big play, there's always gonna be me pointing at the sideline, looking for him. But yeah, he's right. Like after the game, it's hard when you're kicking someone while they're down, but that's what you got to do sometimes. So, all right, Caden, love you.
Love you, dude. Bye.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for X's and O's, some of the big plays that led to the win over Cleveland. Coach, started off on defense here.
So again, as we start to get down here towards the end of the half, 2nd and 10, we need to stop. We got to get the ball back for our offense. And again, what I like here is you see the ability to trigger in and around the line of scrimmage. So one starting right here with Marcus, being able to trigger, beats the block, he shows up, KC's there. But then here's the swarm that we talk about. We got guys scrambling, we got guys hustling, we got guys running to the football, forces a 3rd and long. Take a look at it here from the end zone. Okay, obviously KC comes down. A lot of people.
One of these guys should have it right there.
That's
Boom.
it.
Yeah.
And again, here's where we start to have to get the turnovers. Somebody coming in, start punching at this football. But you can see there's a lot of hats. We embrace the effort here. Guys are understanding how we want to play in our identity.
Love it. 5 guys around the ball right there. And then moving on
So
offensively.
we flip around, so we force the punt. We got 29 seconds here before the end of the half.
Those are fun for Josh, huh?
Yeah,
Third,
we're in a 3rd and 23. Anything that you like. Really what you like is you're trying to get something down around in there so that you can kick a field goal. You're really not counting on converting. We got a timeout left. So again, this is a heck of a catch here by Kayshawn. Starts with the protection like it always does. When we get a decent pocket and you allow 10 to stand up, step up in there, and normally they're not even that far off. Kayshawn does a great job of catching it, getting down. We've got time. We take
Find
it
a ref,
down.
give him the ball.
Yeah, but we got time. We're going to take this thing down, and we're going to call timeout. We make the field goal.
You
we
walk
go
that
to
down right down to a couple ticks left.
Yeah, and we go to halftime with the lead.
Okay.
Coming back here, a little bit of trickeration here on our own. The guys enjoy these plays, so we're able to, throw it back here to Drake. They do a good job here taking Diggsy here, and then that leaves, obviously, Big Mac attack open. He had a nice day. We try to reward him for going in there doing some of the dirty work. But as you can see, a 19-yard X play. We work these things. It's a good decision right here, making sure that it's a backwards pass. And then again, Drake standing in there, against a fast defense.
I don't even know if he had the time to grab the strings there.
I don't know if he got the laces or not. Just throw to the guy that's open.
That's right.
Coming back here a little bit in the 3rd quarter, so working off some of this play action. Does a nice job. Again, the line sells it.
Flow.
We've got our combinations. And then again, we read it top down. National Tight End Day. Nice job there by Hunter. We got to make sure here where we are close to the goal line. We're past the end zone. And we're
Never have National Defensive End Guy Day?
No, just tight end. That's it.
Unbelievable.
But I think you can see what we're trying to get here, off of a base concept run is just to continue Mary to run and the pass game concepts and then Ten's ability to extend plays outside the pocket makes it nice.
Awesome. Off platform, get outside. And then Spillane here.
3rd and 7 here. We're again still close to a 1-score game.
Yeah, rock fight.
We get him in 3rd down. Worked on some pressure here. It starts up the middle. You see Big Milt ricochet. You see Christian, right here, slap rip, uppercut. There's some movement, but then here comes Milt. And again, the quarterback knows these guys are coming. They don't have all day, but that's a nice pocket. Sure. We're collapsing the pocket in there on him. And again, he makes some mistakes. Spillane does a good job coming back in. Now we need everybody turning, running. You see Christian doing a nice job trying to go down there and score. And we want to score defensively, but we were able to, capitalize there after that interception.
Good stuff, man. Hey, good luck against Atlanta. Happy Halloween.
Appreciate it.
Happy Halloween. Mrs. Vrabel, big candy bars or little ones?
Big ones. Big ones only. Go big or go home.
There you go. More Patriots All Access will return right after this. There's your X's and O's.
Coming up on All Access.
Drake Maye breaks down some of his best plays from the win over Cleveland.
I think, when you're one-on-one with the safety, it's always tough for me to slide. That's what my thought process was.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Gillette. Gillette's best shave is now the best a fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL.
Here's this week's Next Gen Stat, brought to you by AWS. Drake Maye completed 18 of his 24 attempts for 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception in Week 8 against the Browns, recording a completion percentage over expected of plus 15.5%. Maye has now recorded a positive CPOE in all 8 games this season.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access, everyone. Joining me now is Patriots quarterback Drake Maye. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Steve.
Man,
yes,
you are on a 5-game winning streak. Everybody's going crazy. Everybody's marveling at your success. I'm asking you this. What is the cause of your success? How have you improved so rapidly?
Yeah, I think the people around me, the guys around me, the coaches around me, just buying in that and trying to go at it each and every week. Treat it like a new week and then just handle from the previous week what I learned and what I could do to help the team win. And then from there, I think the guys around are making plays for me. The guys up front are blocking their butts off, and I'm just trying to do my thing and get the ball to them because they're doing pretty good when they get in their hands.
Oh, my goodness. You are doing your thing. You're on a meteoric rise right now. How do you stay humble?
Yeah, I think my brothers do a great job of keeping me humble.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
How
my 3
so?
older brothers.
Did they rib you?
Yeah, they're big. They're big in the group chat, or on FaceTime, making fun of me for missing throws or.
Come on, man.
You may have this guy. Sometimes they're at the games and they see stuff. But I think they're supportive, but they think they're tough on me. I think that's part of being the youngest brother growing up. I got older brothers that always try to keep me grounded and keep me humble.
Do you check in with them on a weekly basis?
Yeah, we call almost every day. Those are my.
Really?
Yeah, we call all the time. So those guys are my best friends.
That's awesome. On the flip side, when you're watching a game, what drives you crazy?
When I'm watching a football game?
Yeah. When you're watching yourself.
Oh, when I'm watching myself?
Yeah.
I think just plays that I left out there that I think I could have, done something different, to help the team, especially in losses. It hurts more, it stings more. But just leaving plays out there that, maybe if I would have done this differently, it would have been a different outcome. I think that's what kind of, gets me coming back to, wanting to be better and play at a higher level.
Do you learn from that?
I think you have to. I think Coach McDaniels is big on, you don't lose, you learn. And I think that's, something that we try to live by in the quarterback room. I think you lose, in life, and I think you just got to try to learn from it and try to not be a repeat offender of mistakes.
Everybody loves a winner. You guys are winning week in and week out. It's a likable football team. Would you agree with that? Is it? Are you guys getting along in that locker room?
I like to say so myself. I'm having a blast. I think those guys in there are bringing injury to practice. We're excited to be around each other. I was telling them today, it's excited to come in here and come to work with these guys. It's fun. It's not something that you dread. And I think that's the best. The best teams are teams that enjoy being around each other.
Yeah, you're spreading the ball around. Everybody's coming into play. How challenging is that? You're throwing the ball to everybody.
I don't think it's challenging. I think it's just throw to the guys open. I think that's what we try to tell the receiver room. I think you never know, what route or tight end room or the running back room, what route you have. You may get the rock, you may get the ball. So I think those guys are doing a great job of, maybe the play may be designed for maybe this guy first or this guy second, and the guys are just running routes hard and they're making plays when I throw it to them.
Can you tell everybody's happy for each other?
I think that's the biggest thing. I think they're happy on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
They're excited for each other when they score. Steph finally got in the end zone. Everybody was excited last week. So these guys are really excited for each other. I think it's something that it's contagious.
It is contagious.
Excited for each other.
You were voted captain. I know that means a lot to you, but what does leadership mean to you?
Yeah, leadership means a lot. It means everything. I think leading these guys, being voted a captain on a Patriot football team is a big responsibility in itself, and to hold up to that, to play up to that standard, to show up in the building every day up to that standard is something that I take seriously, and I think those guys that are also voted captain this year have taken seriously.
I watch you during games and you go up and down the sidelines through the good times and the bad times. Is that a natural thing for you?
I think it's starting to become one. I think Coach Vrabel's been big on me on going up and down the sideline. I've been trying to venture over off the defensive side some. They've been making some great plays and I've been playing great all year. So I think just trying to walk them down the sideline, kind of give little tidbits and don't just kind of say classic stuff. Try to be authentic.
Because you guys are on such a roll, how do you guard against complacency?
Yeah, I think you just you know what the bigger goal is. It's trying to win the division. Play in the playoffs. I think that's the bigger goal. I think that's what's in mind. And to reach that, you got to play 1 week at a time. It's a National Football League. Anybody, any given week, can play and come and beat you. So that's our mindset. And I think those guys have bought into playing with our identity and bringing it every week.
Good luck on Sunday against Atlanta, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody stay tuned. Drake Maye will not be going far because he's going to break down tape with Brian Hoyer. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
everybody remembers this game.
Diving to the goal line! It's a touchdown! And a title for the Patriots! I can't believe it!
8 months later, the two teams met in the regular season in a fog-filled Super Bowl rematch.
And hello again, everyone. A very pleasant good evening, and welcome to Gillette Stadium here in Foxborough.
Tom Brady threw 2 touchdowns to lead New England to a 23-7 win.
Diving for a touchdown, Patriots! There you go.
All right, welcome back to Patriots All Access. I'm Brian Hoyer. I'm here with Drake Maye. We're going to go over a few plays from the victory over the Cleveland Browns. And Drake, we talked about this before, and you said, I'm wondering why we're going over this play. And to me, this just shows growth in your second year. I was wondering, last year, do you think you throw this away? Do you try to fight for a few extra yards?
Exactly.
Now live for the next play. Just talk what's going through your head right here.
Yeah, I think we're starting over here on the right side. I think Hunt does a good job of seeing kind of the flat defenders swoop under his route. So I really should probably work back upside to Steph. It's probably what we went back over in the quarterback room. But staying, I kind of flushed a little early, I feel like. But yeah, I think like you said, just kind of live another play and knowing not to take a hit and trying to get out of bounds.
Knowing the journey's over, right?
Yeah,
I mean, look, you're playing so great, to be able to say, hey, they got us on one, it's not there, move on. And you're right, you got flushed. Would you like to come back to the left, but you're feeling all of this?
Yeah.
Good, you got that athleticism. And the thing, I was going to ask you is, you've done such a good job of making this progress. How do you, in your mind, balance okay, I want to extend it because I got something and, it's the next play, let's just move on? How do you, at a young age, going through this, was there a play that you remember that got you to that point? Is it Josh, with you here this year?
I think he's been great at just trying to stay healthy, keep my body off the hits. I think you kind of feel that in the National Football League. You know about it.
Yeah. Took some extra hits, and then you're like, all right, I want to take those again.
Waking up the next morning, I think just like you said, living in the next play and knowing that second 10, is a better play than taking a hit and making it 2nd and 9 or taking a sack and being.
Yeah, you're doing a great job with it. Let's move on to this one. A big gain here, something I never really could do. I didn't have this speed. But you got the open field, and I know they were kind of getting on you for this slide right here. Yeah. I texted Vrabel. I said, when I was playing baseball, we had this thing. It was like a mat with a sheet. I said, maybe I'll send this to Drake as an early Christmas present. It is. Look, I know what's going on here. You're getting a block. You don't know it. Just fall down.
I think, when you're one-on-one with the safety, it's always tough for me to slide. That's what my thought process was.
Yeah. Well, I've always loved your comment. I'm a big dude. I'll go get some extra yards.
Yeah.
But this right here is growth, right? Because what happens on this next play, we're going to get to it. You get a little help up here, but it sets up this play, which, man, this was beautiful. What I love here is you just stepping up in the pocket, clean pocket. I noticed Myles Garrett's not in, right? So I know with Josh on his call sheet, he's got those plays. Great pocket presence, and, man, the way you're cutting it loose on these deep balls is just something at what age would you say that you were like, man, I like to throw it deep? Because I always like to throw it deep, but the way you're doing it, you couldn't have handed this ball off any better to Booty. Is that something that North Carolina, high school, I mean, where'd that come from?
Back to middle school and junior high, whatever they call it nowadays. Yeah. I think my dad used to always love taking a shot early in the game.
Was he coaching you?
Yeah, he was coaching. Awesome. He was the coordinator, taking a double move on a hitch or something, hitch and go.
Yeah.
Booty does a great job.
You guys were probably running the score up back then.
Yeah, trying to. Booty does a great job tracking it. And I thought I was just give him a chance, and I thought I overthrew it.
Good job right here with the safety, right? People aren't seeing this. You're giving your eyes down the field. Make sure he doesn't get over there. Trust Booty, and like I said, dude, this is a dime.
What a catch. Yeah, just trying to give him a chance and to keep on making plays.
What's that relationship like with Booty? I mean, obviously we saw it last year, your first start, you hit him on the deep ball. Is that just a confidence thing, something you guys have been working on together? I mean, he seems to be the deep threat.
Yeah, I think it's been since I got here. Whether it was on scout team last year or throughout training camp this year, he keeps on doing the right things and blocking the running game and doing the little things right, and it's showed out for us and it shows up for him. Every time I give him a chance to make a play.
Hey, keep giving those chances. It looks great out there. Exactly. You're doing a great job. Thanks for being here with us today.
Sweet. Thanks, man.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? And by Sports Illustrated Tickets. 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. Same seats, better prices. Fans deserve better. And by Cross Insurance, the official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Bob's Conference Studios. Back with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Drake Maye. Drake Maye. His numbers have been lights out. He's putting up historic numbers. Okay, he's played now more than a season. What's his deal? I mean, where's all this coming from?
I love it.
I really am.
You're speechless.
I'll eat, but go ahead.
And I understand, because what he is doing has been historic. And when you start to see these different lists in the company that he's keeping on these lists, Mike, it's 7 straight games of 100-plus passer rating, and all of these different statistical oddities, the rushing yards. He's joining lists that only have Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Patrick Mahomes.
That's insane.
It's the elite of the elite, and it's only really his first full season now as the starter. Yeah, and I think he just keeps getting better.
Drake Maye, obviously the topic, right? But I'm having a little trouble with Steve about the obvious thing going on here. What is happening right now?
It happens once a year. It's Halloween. All right? I'm thinking, look at the set.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than this. You're on a roll.
Is it your favorite
He's
holiday?
It's when he's driving home tonight with all those trick-or-treaters, he wants to make sure he's alert.
Absolutely.
It's like his 5th
Absolutely.
Snickers box during the segment. Love it, Steve. Drake.
Yes.
So efficient, right? The deep ball passing, I think, has been unbelievable to watch. Like his touchdown to Booty, 39 yards, just like pinpoint. And then his ability to extend plays. Like, that's the part, to me, that's like, as a defense.
That's how he gets the big one to Douglas at the end of the half, which sets up the go-ahead field goal as you're going in. The seam route to Austin Hooper on the previous possession. So that's the other thing that really blows me away. It's 75+% completion percentage, which is a stat that I hate. I hate completion percentage as a gauge for quarterbacks. But for this, it's so impressive because he's not check down Charlie. As he said repeatedly, I don't want to be a check down Charlie. He's getting the ball downfield the way Mike said. No one has had more air yards for his attempts. It's unbelievably impressive, these 7 games, that what he's been doing.
So Maye's getting a lot of credit, and rightfully so. But what I don't want to overlook is this coaching staff, what Mike Vrabel and these coaches have done on both sides of the football. Agree or disagree?
No, I strongly agree, and especially with you just see the excitement and the enthusiasm around the culture that you see. Stephon Diggs scores a touchdown, Steve, and it's like 53 people are involved in that celebration. The turnovers that they're creating, there's multiple people going down with Jalen Hawkins after that one-handed interception. So the culture that Mike has been able to establish so quickly has been eye-opening.
And I love how Mike himself always says, start with the players, because he was a player, right? Like, players got to go out and make the plays. But I look at it like the coaches, if they're doing their job, put them in the best position to do that. And like the second half adjustments that Josh McDaniels made, Myles Garrett's like ruining the game in the first half, and then bam, 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 bam in the third quarter, and you're like, whoa, they're winning the chess match. And that, to me, is reflective of what you're talking about, Steve.
Atlanta Falcons, are they a trick-or-treat football team?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see how good they can play at times. They really took care of Washington earlier in the season. They host Buffalo on a Monday night, and they take care of Josh Allen. And then you see them, getting blistered by the Carolina Panthers, by the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins at home really took them to the woodshed. So you have no idea. There's a lot of talent here. Drake London, Bijan Robinson. These guys are at the top of their position groups. Robinson especially as a running back, really versatile guy, but they just don't seem to be able to put 2 games together.
Yeah, it's like which team's going to show up? Is it going to be the team that we saw prime time, beat the Bills and really take it to the Bills, or is it going to be the team that laid an egg and got shut out at home to the Panthers, a team that we saw up here in New England that wasn't very good? So hard to know, but I think if you're the Patriots, you always have to prepare for the best.
No question. That being said, prediction time.
I think the Patriots keep it going. And I do respect the Falcons' talent. I think this is a different level of team than what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. This is not Tennessee. This is not Cleveland. Now, if you look at the numbers offensively, Mike, it's similar. Their offense has not been productive, but I just see a lot more potential to be productive with a guy like Robinson. I really respect him.
So what are you going with?
But I think the Patriots win the game 27-16.
Yeah, I'm 30-17 Patriots. They keep it rolling. So that's my score prediction, but I got one more bonus prediction.
What's that?
Steve. If we go one more question, there will be no more candy left in that bowl. Steve, this is unbelievable.
It's Halloween
today. What a performance.
And
you got time for another Snickers.
My mom always taught me to clean up my mess. I appreciate you guys more than you know. That'll do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access from Mike Vrabel and Paparillo. I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody. Happy Halloween.